Batiste from DMV. We are out here with a strong veteran who wants that I actually just seen him out here, and I just want to get his point of view because he says he's an angry veteran and I'm an angry citizen as well. So I wanted to express his point of views regarding to why he's out in DC protesting regarding to what his reasons are and his causes. Sir, by all means, please, if you want to express your concerns and your opinions.
Welcome to the last 10 of Occupy Washington, D.C.
Okay, yes, sir. All right.
Me and my partner were a couple of veterans. Tired of the wars, stupid shit.
Right on.
Protesting wars, protesting drones. Right now we're in the middle of our two biggest headaches. The Capitol and the White House.
Right on.
Yeah, what we need to do is we're going to take back the country for the people, by the people. Not for the dollar, by the dollar.
Exactly.
230 years, the American public has not elected a president of the United States. It's been done by, it's called the Electoral College vote.
Right.
And if I can ever figure out who did or what that is, I'd really like to know.
Yeah, I as well. What exactly happened to the Occupy DC movement?
What it is a man by the name of Darrell Issa. He's a congressman out of California. He happens to be on one of the boards for Washington, D.C. Didn't like the Occupy movement. And we're on national park land here.
Right on.
Freedom Plaza and McPherson Square. And so he did everything he could. We were, at one time we had a little over 125 tents with people here on the plaza. They didn't like that. They tried everything they could to get rid of us. And it got down to the point that on Super Bowl weekend, first weekend of February, they decided it was time to drop the hammer. So we could no longer sleep in our tents. We could no longer cook in our tents, in the tent. We had a kitchen. And so with not being able to sleep anymore in tents, a lot of people went off. We have 5 or 6, what we call Occu houses, where a lot of the occupiers are that work out of there now.
Okay.
The Peace House, Mount Rainier, and a few other Occu houses. But we came back. Somebody had to be here, maintain a presence. We've maintained this presence here in Freedom Plaza in the Occupy movement for over 10 months now.
Okay.
No other Occupy can see that. But
I thought that there was a second wave of Occupy movement coming about. A few months ago, I heard that was kind of a buzz going on. Is that
well, they're trying. But like I say, we're sitting there. We've maintained one presence, one place for over 10 months. Occupy Wall Street, Zuccotti Park. They ran out. We have not been ran out. Like I say, we maintain 24-hour a day, 7 days a week presence here in Freedom Plaza. One thing, in 230 years of history, we've been at peace for 26 years.
Right.
That's not one stretch. It's a little here, a little there.
What is your thoughts regarding to the charade of the propaganda we being fed regarding to the upcoming election?
Oh boy. What propaganda about the upcoming election?
Because there's a lot of it. Right? It's like what can you express? But I guess the main top ones is how they're choosing for us once again who should be in the White House. It's the same guys funded by the same powers to be that still want to keep the status quo, which is more wars, more invasions.
Well,
and
I think it's kind of strange. This year, Obama's biggest political contributor is a group called Goldman Sachs. Mitt Romney's biggest contributor Goldman Sachs.
Right. Right.
That's where he's hedging his bet. There's some stuff going on the internet that Obama might decide to drop what's called a false flag.
And yes, I was reading about that too. And issue a state of emergency.
What it is might come up as a foiled assassination attempt on the president. So he's going to declare martial law. If he declares martial law before November 6th, there is no presidential election.
Right.
Not until he releases martial law.
Right.
And he can leave that in place for as long as he wants.
Right.
Wow, shades of dictatorship.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's why all these executive orders have been passed. He seizes all control of farmland, communications,
NDAA.
the NDAA as well. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Which makes it that you're talking to a terrorist right now.
Right, right. And now Homeland Security has said that domestic terrorists are now going to be returning vets, coming home, as well as the lone white wolf now is being identified by, they're saying now the domestic terrorists are going to, just as for the recent 2 shootings, the domestic terrorists are now the rural young white males. So they're switching the whole terrorist. Terrorist is such a general term. Now they're applying it to multiple groups of people so they can implement whatever agenda that they do have to bring about whatever plans that they do have, which seems to be a master control grid, martial law, and what have you.
Shades of FEMA camps across the United States.
Right.
Fusion centers. The United States has been split into 10 sections.
Right.
And there's what's called fusion centers. That is information gathering centers for local law enforcement, FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, yada yada. The last country that had a Homeland Security sucked. They were called the Gestapo.
Right.
World War II, Germany.
Right.
There's a book out by a lady by the name of Naomi Wolf called The Ending of America. The 10 steps of going from a democracy to a dictatorship and how far we've gone. In the book, after 9/11, another questionable, Bush made some statements and that were word for word with the same as a man in the 1930s in Germany and a man in the 1920s in Russia stated, word for word. Even though one's in English, German, and Russian, they all translated exactly the same. 9/11, nice inside job.
Right.
There's no way that planes could crash into the Twin Towers the way they did and make them implode from the bottom up.
Yes, yes, yes. That seems to be the main key that offspring the matrix that we are in, regarding to the industrial complex being thrown like a limited check. You know what I'm saying? A limited budget for them to implement whatever rewards that they want to have. Also, the financial crash of 2008 was very prominent, like I said, regarding to the financial issues that we're now facing, regarding to how the fiat currency is now collapsing upon itself. And it has started in Europe, and it will make its ripple effect down to the Americas. And we must be aware, and I commend brothers like this who are still out here, because, you know what I'm saying, the Occupy movement was a good movement. It was a good movement with the right, yes, it is a good movement, and, you know what I'm saying, it's still active, and I'm glad to see brothers out here that still continue it. I still want to thank you so much, brother, for allowing me to interview you for my show. Thank you so much. My name is Leonard. Each one teach one DMV.